Good afternoon, and a special thank you for being here with us at the 10th Annual Washington Leadership Academy. On behalf of the National Executive Council and the Board of Directors, I am honored to welcome you to what will be an exciting time for each of us as we celebrate another milestone for HOSA-Future health professionals. 10 years ago, the first Washington Leadership Academy attendees flew to our nation's capital, just as you have, and participated in the new program. They were their state's leaders who saw an opportunity to grow and learn new skills through their involvement, and who were willing to take what they had learned back to their states to share with others. The leaders 10 years ago exemplified HOSA's core values. They were ready to lead, learn, serve, and innovate, as they were the first group of leaders to attend this conference. Now, 10 years is both a very long time and a very short time, and much has happened for you and for HOSA over those 10 years. 10 years ago, HOSA had just finished celebrating its 30th anniversary. Maybe your advisors were just starting out in HOSA and were learning more about the organization. And maybe some of you don't even remember 10 years ago. But I'm sure that most of you never imagined being here. And now, you are here with an even greater vision to move this organization forward. Over the next few days, you will learn more about yourself and your team to better develop your leadership skills. You will understand HOSA's need to serve others through a myriad of service projects and learn about new engagement opportunities that can be done in your communities. This is a great way for HOSA members to exemplify not only HOSA's core values, but to also represent HOSA's national theme for the 2016-2017 year: leadership, service, engagement. Just by being here, you have already taken the first step towards improving your leadership style and have taken advantage of a great opportunity for yourself and for your communities. This is not an easy task, and for that, myself and your National Executive Council applauds you. You represent not only the best of HOSA, but the future health professionals that will change the world. As a leader, one quote that I am always reminded of states, "To whom much is given, much is expected." As leaders, this motto enables us to do more to make HOSA-Future health professionals better than it was when we began as leaders. During the days ahead, we want to learn what you have been doing in your home states. We want to talk to you about your HOSA journeys, and we want to work together to build a better organization. And to help do that, I'd like to introduce your National Executive Council, starting with Priya Radhakrishnan.
Hello everyone, my name is Priya Radhakrishnan and I currently serve as your National HOSA President-elect. I'm from the state of Georgia and I currently attend Emory University as a sophomore. And this year I'm very excited for HOSA, especially this conference, Washington Leadership Academy, because we have so many new and amazing opportunities planned out for you. And at this time, it is my honor to introduce to you Jada Holiday. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jada Holiday. I'm proudly serving as your Region 1 Vice President. I am from Oklahoma. I attend Broken Arrow High School as a senior, and I also attend Tulsa Tech Health Science Center. One thing I'm extremely excited about for this year is watching you all grow as state leaders and you attend your state conferences and do the best that you can. I would now like to introduce Holly Harden.
Hello everyone, I'm Holly Harden, your Region 2 Vice President. I am from Alabama and I attend the University of North Alabama as a freshman. I'm so excited to be here at WLA this year and to meet all of you and hear a little bit about your HOSA story. I will now bring to the podium Abraham Obafade.
Hi, my name is Abraham Onifade, and I'm currently serving as your Region 3 Vice President. I'm from the state of New Jersey, and I'm currently a freshman at NYU. This year, I'm extremely excited for the International Leadership Conference in Orlando, Florida. Now I'd like to invite Khalil Tubbs to the stage.
Hello, my name is Khalil Tubbs. I currently serve as your post-secondary collegiate vice president. I'm from the great state of Michigan, and I attend Western Michigan University as a junior. I'm really excited above all just to be able to have the chance to serve you all this year. Now, please help me welcome Anjali Sharma.
Hi, my name is Anjali Sharma. I'm from New Jersey, and currently I serve as the National Secondary Board Representative. I'm a freshman at Duke University, and I'm really excited to be here and to be a part of your HOSA journey. Please help me welcome Shawnee Chaudhary to the podium. Hi everyone, I'm Shawnee Chaudhary from the state of New Jersey. I'm your post-secondary collegiate board representative. I attend Rutgers University as a junior right now, and I'm so excited for the post-secondary collegiate division's involvement this year as we continue to engage members at both levels. Now I'd like to invite Elizabeth Carnesi back to the podium.
So again, my name is Elizabeth Carnesi, and it is my pleasure to be serving as your national president for the 2016-2017 year. It's going to be a great one. At this time as well, I would also like to invite a very special group of individuals to please stand and be recognized. Will all state and local advisors please stand and be thanked? We would be negligent if we did not also thank HOSA's leadership, the very foundation of this organization. Please stand as your name is called and join me in welcoming Colonel Jay Gilhooly and Amy Gallimore, the WLA National Mentors. Mark Burley, the WLA Lead Facilitator and Michigan HOSA State Advisor. Dr. Jim Kenninger, the Executive Director for HOSA-Future Health Professionals. Karen Kenninger, the Deputy Executive Director for HOSA-Future Health Professionals. Laura Shepard, the Chief of Staff for HOSA-Future Health Professionals. Brock Crops, the Chair-elect for the HOSA Inc. Board of Directors and the South Dakota HOSA State Advisor. And finally, please help me in welcoming Lloyd DeVault, Chair of the HOSA Inc. Board of Directors and the Florida HOSA State Advisor, to the podium to bring greetings.
Thank you, Elizabeth. How many of you can speak extemporaneously? Congratulations, I'm envious. I can't, so I jotted down, because of this prestigious gathering, some ideas and thoughts. 11 years ago, our forebears brought forth on this calendar a new notion conceived in leadership and dedicated to the proposition that all members of HOSA are champions for health and health care and can better convey our mission and vision. Now we are engaged in that great endeavor, attesting why that conviction, merged akin to so great a dedication, will long endure. We are met during a great assemblage of that work. You have come to dedicate a portion of your skill as a fitting reposit for those who will come after, so that they may inherit an association mightily thriving. It is altogether fitting and proper that you should do this. And in a sharper sense, we cannot stagnate, we cannot truncate, we cannot let go this resound. You brave envoys here who aspire, empowered and led, will educate, collaborate, and advocate through your propensity to act. The world will little note, nor long remember what I say here, but your future self will never forget what you did here. It is for you, our leaders, right now to be engaged here to the invaluable instruction which they who have taught here shall so nobly be advancing. It is rather for you here to be dedicated to building the traits asked, that maintain and serve those before us, and from that honor to partake in and denote that cause which you should give your steadfast and full deliberation. That you here highly resolve that those led shall not have confided in vain, that this association abroad shall embody true service in engagement, and that leadership of the members, by the members, and for the members shall pass awesomely forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. DeVault. Since the 2017 International Leadership Conference will be at Disney's Coronado Springs at the Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida, it would be appropriate for us to open with a quote from Walt Disney himself. "You can design and create and build the most wonderful place in the world, but it takes people to make the dream a reality. You are those people. As officers, mentors, members, alumni, advisors, and supporters of HOSA, you are the ones who turn our dreams into a reality. Thank you for the time that you are investing to create a better world for those of us who are pursuing a career as a future health professional." As Mr. Disney would also say, let's quit talking and begin doing. So let's begin. At this time, I would like to introduce Jeff Kenninger, the WLA Director, to give some reminders for us all.
Welcome. It's exciting to see so many young faces, HOSA officers, local members here, and we're excited for a great 3 days of leadership. One of the things I wanted to take a moment and go over with you is over the next couple of days, we'll have opportunities to be out and about Washington, D.C. We'll be touring. We'll be around leaders on Capitol Hill. And one of the things we want you to remember is everywhere you go, whether you're wearing HOSA attire or not, you're representing your state, your local chapters, the national organization, and we just want to remind you to do so in a manner that would be fitting for the organization you're representing. We don't anticipate that will be a problem, but we want to remind you of that. One of the other things we want to talk about is the busing. So except for the industry tours on Monday, all the buses that go everywhere will be open. You just board the first available bus. We do ask that tomorrow when you go on the Twilight Tour, you'll be asked to get on and off the same bus so they can keep count. But beyond that, you don't have to ride the same bus every day or be with the same people on a bus, except on the industry tour. There will be buses assigned to go to the different industry tours. On Monday morning, in your packet, you received a ticket that will tell you where you go. Your advisor also received a list of where you're going. You will need to make sure that on the industry tours that you bring a photo ID with you, whether that's your school ID, your passport, government ID, or driver's license. 3 of the locations do require security. If you are under 17, they do ask that you have a driver's license, but you won't have had to have filled out the form at USIS. Those over 18, you do make sure everybody just brings an ID. So you don't want to forget that on Monday morning because we will need those to clear security at 3 of the locations. Also, those that go to USIS, I know we explained it at registration, but just a reminder, those going to USIS, your meal will be provided by USIS. They're a great partner of ours. They're providing meals for the group going there. The groups going to the other 3 locations will go to Pentagon City Mall and have lunch there at the food court before we go after that to have our group picture in front of the Capitol Monday afternoon. Then we go up to Arlington National Cemetery for our wreath laying and tour there. So we've got a lot of exciting things, a lot of logistics and moving parts. We do ask that when you're out on tours, when the bus driver gives you a time to return to the bus, that you honor that time so that everybody on the bus gets an opportunity to see all the things and do all the things that we have planned. So 5 or 10 minutes may not seem like much being late, but it does put everything behind, and it holds up other HOSA members that have gotten back on time. So do pay attention, because the drivers, the way it works is when you stop at the Lincoln Memorial, they'll say it's 5 o'clock now, please be back to the bus by 6 o'clock, or so forth. And so just be cognizant and be aware, so that you're being a good steward to all of the other HOSA members going on the tours. Beyond that, we look forward to a great week. Our headquarters is over in Dogwood. If you do have any issues, feel free to stop by. We'll be glad to help you. We will also have National HOSA staff on the different buses and different tours, so we'll be available and hanging around and moving around. So if you do find any issues, any problems, certainly seek one of us out, and we'll be glad to try to help you. But welcome, and we're excited for a great weekend.
At this time, we'd like to welcome a great friend of HOSA and a very inspiring mentor. Please join me in welcoming the Director of Leadership from National HOSA, Mr. Mark Burley.
All right. Hey, welcome, state officers, local leaders, advisors, special guests. Welcome to the 2016 WLA. Let's hear it. Hope you guys are excited to be here. I've had the privilege of working with National HOSA since 1999 and the student leadership portion of it since 2005. And this is what I can tell you. HOSA has the greatest leaders for a couple of reasons. One of them, you go into HOSA because you like healthcare. You go into healthcare because you want to help people. You love and you care about people and you want to take care of them. Well, that is a great component of student leadership. And you bringing to that table, that brings a lot of raw material that we as the national staff, the national officers and the facilitators, that we're really lucky to get that, because not everyone has that same love for people that you guys do. So thanks for bringing that. The other thing I know about working with student leadership is that 5% of you are in this room and you feel pretty good about that. You're confident. You're like, this is exactly where I should be. I've worked hard to be here and I deserve to be in this room. Great. 95% of you are saying somebody made a mistake. I hope nobody discovers that while I'm here. My advisor stuck this application, I filled it out on accident, there wasn't enough officers to run for state office, and I just happened to fall into this spot. And I'm not a good public speaker, I'm not as smart as everyone else is here, or I'm not as outgoing as everyone else is here. Some of you guys might be feeling that. I can assure you, you are here for a reason, okay? Second reason, or second component that makes up really strong leadership is that you're here. Over 200,000 people were invited to be here at this conference, and we have a little over 200 students. Already, you're the 0.1% of HOSA people. Give yourself a hand for that one. Top 0.1%. So, congratulations on just showing up. How many of you guys have ever asked yourself, but what am I really doing here? Why am I here? Right? Now, some of you, I know why you're here. I've worked with you guys long enough to know. I'll play it out. The girls get off the shuttle from the airport and they look around at the tower and go, wow, this is beautiful. Look at this. And you walk into the lobby. This is great. Eyes are up high. You're looking at the ceiling. The gentlemen get off the bus and their eyes are all eye level going, wow, look at her. I want to be that. Okay? That's what it's like for a lot of you. I know that. But have you ever asked why your advisors are here? You're like, yeah, I know why my advisors are here. I'm cool. I'm fun to hang out with, right? Of course that's why they're here. Well, you know what? Actually, 2/3 of you are right about that. That's what the advisors and teachers tell us. 2/3 of my students are wonderful. They're great. They're funny. They're fun to hang out with. 1/3 of my students, well, they're just a little strange, weird, and unnatural. If you're not sure which one of those categories you fall into, if you look to the person to your right and look to the person to your left, if they're not that strange, I've got bad news for you. Actually, your teachers know exactly why they're here, and that is because they have gone before you. They've interviewed for really tough positions that they wanted and they worked for. They have gone through team meetings, and they've worked with difficult people and difficult teams. They have actually ran meetings themselves, and they know that by you coming here, you are put into a position where you are going to learn some of the greatest skills possible for you to be able to lead future meetings and future groups so that you have resources and this skill set that you're supposed to have. Now, we are going to push you while you are here. We're going to try to push you out of that comfort zone. When I was a high school student, I signed up my freshman year, I signed up for the wrestling team. I was an intimidating and a whopping 103 pounds. And I went out for the team, and I got practiced, and I got ready, and I went out there for my very first match, and the whistle blows, and then I was annihilated. I don't mean I was just beat. I mean, it was a tech fall. If you don't know what a tech fall is, that's when wrestler A's points differ from wrestler B's points by a margin of 15 points. Okay, and the referee stops it, because if he doesn't, then it's going to turn into some kind of YouTube phenomenon, and I was going to be on the bad end of that. Okay, so thank goodness. So I get up, I get off the mat, I dust myself off, chin high, I head on towards the locker room, and I'm in the locker room, try to find a spot. Nobody else is in the locker room, and I just start crying like a 12-year-old girl. At that point, I'm crying, but I wasn't alone. I actually heard a voice, and this voice said, it came from Tom McDonald. We called him the Animal. He was actually a senior wrestler, and he was pretty good. And I don't know if he talked to me for a short period of time or if he talked to me for a very long period of time, but he said these 6 words that will forever change my life. Burley, nobody likes you any less. That was it. Burley, nobody likes you any less. So when I am faced with situations like ones that you're in where you're thinking, I might screw up, I might not do a very good job. Maybe I don't feel prepared. I could fail at this. I always think back, Burley, nobody likes you any less. Go for it. Because the truth of the matter is, well, we have this saying in Michigan on our state officer team in Michigan. And whenever we're talking about the state officers and they want to talk about their titles and their accomplishments, it goes, Khalil Tubbs is a former Michigan HOSA state officer. What is our mantra in the state of Michigan?
No one cares.
Nobody cares. Well, you guys are in an awesome position, right? You have the opportunity to leave, but people really don't care about how great you are. If you are great and you're awesome and you're charismatic and you're a great leader, that's wonderful, good for you, but you do it to help other people. It's not about you. People do really care, but the point is that people don't love us for accomplishments. People endure those, right? Sometimes they resent our accomplishments. They love us for our fallibility. How well can we pick ourselves up? Can we dust ourselves off? And we can move on with grace and go on to the next venture. You guys are in that position. And lucky for you, you guys get to do this leadership conference in Washington, D.C. You are surrounded by other great leaders from other states. You are surrounded by an incredible national HOSA staff. You are surrounded by Washington, D.C. with some of the greatest leaders of our country and some of the greatest leaders in our history of the world. You're going to see monuments, and you're going to read the words on the Lincoln Memorial. And when you read that, you're going to think, man, Lloyd DeVault, he said something really, man, he had that down. If you didn't recognize that, read the Gettysburg Address. Something might click in your head. See what you did there. Anyway, and you're doing it, and what we want you to do while you're here, our goal as the national officers and the national staff is we want to change your paradigm. We want you to think, I am here with my leadership, these are my goals for my leadership, but we want you to be so much higher. We want to blow the doors off the elevation of where you want to be at. When I was in college, I used to fly planes, right? I was learning on how to be a pilot, and we would go, if you don't know this, you go from airspace to airspace, and when you enter another airspace, when you're flying a plane, you call down to the tower and you say, this is my tail number, this is who I am, this is the direction I'm headed, and this is the elevation I request to be at, right? Well, in my training in ground school, when I was reading through a book, They told a story about the SR-71 Blackbird going from airspace to airspace. If you are not familiar with the SR-71 Blackbird, it is a retired spy plane by the United States. It holds records for the fastest flying and the highest flying. Now, many of you flew here. When you flew here in some of those big old jumbo jets, you flew at about 30,000 to 36,000 feet. That's where they fly, right? So this guy calls in to the tower in Washington State and says, "This is SR-71 Blackbird requesting 80,000 feet. And of course, the controller laughs and he says, "Hey, if you can get there, you can have it." So the pilot responds, "This is SR-71 Blackbird coming down to 80,000 feet. That's what we want to do with you while you're here. We want to blow the doors off the expectations of where you think you are and where you think you want to be, and give you a picture of what HOSA wants to do with some of the greatest leaders, future health professionals out there." When I was in high school, my first year of being a HOSA director, I went to a HOSA school and I was trying to pump up students about HOSA. And the AM session went pretty good. And then the PM session, the students started coming in. And I said, "Hey, how's it going? What's your name?" This girl walks in and she says, "Oh, I'm Sally Sue." And Sally Sue goes and sits down. And then there's this giant of a man, like 6'13", walks through the door. And I said, "Hey, how's it going?" Crosses his arms, stands still, head down, eyes up. He's like, "You don't need to know." So he goes and he sits down in his seat. And I thought, oh, great, here we are. There's one in every group, right? And he just kind of was giving me a whole lot of grief at this throughout the day. But I found out his name was Blake. And we came to this point inside our session where we were talking about smiles and how they're contagious and stuff like that. I said, "Watch, guys, I'm going to prove it to you." Blake just happened to be sitting in the middle of the room. And I pointed at Blake. I said, "Everybody turn and smile at Blake." And all his classmates, they all turned and they started smiling at him. Of course, Blake is still sitting there disgruntled and upset, but then the best expression in the whole wide world. It's the one where you don't want to smile, but it starts creeping on the side of your face. And he goes, "I'm going to kill you." I believe you would. Okay. But that is the kind of contagious fever that happens while you're here. You see leadership surround all of you. Every last one of you have the capability to be incredible leaders. There used to be a sweatshirt that I saw in high school of a track team from a neighboring school, and on the back of their track shirts it said, "We're here, we might as well win." And I love that. Well, you guys are here, you might as well win. You're going to be faced with a lot of situations where you're going to be able to meet somebody or choose not to talk to them. I encourage you, talk to them. Ask them those questions. The state officer teams that have always come back from WLA say this is some of the greatest experiences that they've ever had. They make relationships where they talk to people year after year, and they're halfway across the country or all the way across the country. They make great friendships, but it doesn't happen if you don't push yourself out of that comfort zone. I encourage you to get out of your comfort zone and become the best future health professional that you can be. Good luck and have a great time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Burley, for your inspiring remarks. So before we're dismissed to our sessions, I'd like to challenge you all to make the best of this conference. There are so many different opportunities to network with peers and to grow and develop as HOSA leaders. We're all very excited for you, and we wish you the best for this conference. Following this session, state and local advisors will head to the Arbor Room for the advisor session. Local leaders will be headed to the Terrace Room, and state officers will be heading next door to the Plaza Ballroom East. Your National Executive Council and Board of Directors wishes you good luck this week in your leadership development. Have a great conference, and you are dismissed.